How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you a crazy story. Now, I know I've said that before. I know I've said, hey, I got a crazy story today. This one really tops them all, but this one really is crazy. Probably the craziest one I've done. Now, this is of CNN basically threatening to dox a common citizen over their use of memes on Reddit. That's right. You heard me right. I'm not making it up. I'm not trying to joke. I'm being dead serious. Remember that hilarious clip that Donald Trump retweeted, that gif of him clotheslining CNN? I think it might have been Vince McMahon that was under the CNN logo. I can't really remember, but basically he retweeted that, and then the mainstream media got into a furor. They got really triggered and upset, talking about Trump is advocating violence toward journalists, this, that, and the third. I just thought it was funny. It was not really that serious. I guess the journalists don't know that wrestling is not real, along with a few other things they're ignorant about, but I'll get to that a little bit later. Now, they decided, they had a bright idea. I don't know where they got it from. Well, I do know, but again, I'll get to that later. They had the bright idea to track down the person in real life who posted that GIF on Reddit. Now, this is not one of those Project Veritas undercover videos where they did not know they were being recorded, where they did not know that information would get released. They put this out themselves. CNN put it on Twitter. They put it on their website. They wrote an article about it, and they did a video about it with at least two guys talking in the video. They did like a little montage of stuff. Now, I will not play the video here. Well, not in its entirety. I'll play certain key parts, or maybe just one key part that underlines my point. But before we even get into any kind of clips, what I'm going to do right now is read the part of the article that's the most problematic. On Reddit, Han A-Hole Solo took credit for inspiring the tweet. Soon after Han A-Hole Solo's other posts on Reddit, some of which included racist and anti-Semitic imagery, quickly circulated on social media. Now, that's important right there, that last part about racism and anti-Semitic imagery, because in the video, they were trying to say that it's important that Trump may have gone to Reddit to get this GIF, because if he went to Reddit, that means that it could be racist and anti-Semitic. You got to understand that. But we get to that a little bit later. Let's continue. After posting his apology, because he did apologize, Han A-Hole Solo called CNN's K-File and confirmed his identity. In the interview, Han A-Hole Solo sounded nervous about his identity being revealed and asked to not be named out of fear for his personal safety and for the public embarrassment it will bring to him and his family. CNN is not publishing Han A-Hole Solo's name because he is a private citizen, which is great, who has issued an extensive statement of apology, show his remorse by saying he has taken down all his offending posts, and because he said he is not going to repeat this ugly behavior on social media again. In addition, he said his statement could serve as an example to others to not do the same. Now, here's the tricky part. CNN reserves the right to publish his identity should any of that change. So basically they're saying, look, if you don't just abide by what we told you to do, because, you know, he had an apology, and I put that on the screen before you, you could pretty much tell that this was drafted by somebody at CNN or a lawyer or something like that. They say, okay, here's the deal. We won't tell anybody who you are if you put this on Reddit. Put it on Reddit, and then we're good money. That's what happened. And if you renege, if you delete it, or if you do anything else like that, what we're going to do is we're going to just say, here's the guy's name. They threaten him. They bully him into making that apology. They blackmail him into making that apology. Now, last I checked, I didn't think blackmail was legal. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that. Let me know in the comments. But I don't think blackmail is legal. And I definitely don't think doxing is legal either. Oh, if you don't know what doxing means, basically that means if you reveal somebody's identity, especially on the internet, you know, social security number, name, phone number, address, that's doxing. So they threatened to dox him. They blackmailed him. And my thing, when I heard it, when I first saw it on my Twitter, I was reading it and I was like, nah, this can't be real. But shout out to my man Angel. He sent me an article and I read it and I was like, nah, this is really real. CNN is threatening to dox somebody over some memes. That's what we're talking about here. And I had to ask myself, why is this happening? I know that CNN is crazy, but why would they go this far? And the reason is because they're fighting a proxy war with Donald Trump. That's what it's all about. In the video, they were trying to link Trump to Reddit, and then they were trying to make Reddit be out to be racist and anti-Semitic. And then the ADL got involved with the whole situation. See what they said.
But others are worried, including the Anti-Defamation League, which surveyed the user's post and found a consistent record of racism, anti-Semitism, and bigotry. This individual traffics in online hatred and at times violent rhetoric. And the ADL seems to call out the president, saying, when those on the fringes of society feel their messaging is getting mainstream attention, that should raise alarms.
So you already know what they're trying to do. They're trying to paint Reddit as being anti-Semitic, racist, and then they're trying to paint Trump as the same thing by proxy. They're fighting a proxy war on us, the regular citizens, the regular people, to try and take down Trump, right? That's what's happening. So they're using us. It's the same thing going on with net neutrality, right? They want to say, oh, it's for you. The internet should be a utility. You won't get throttled. But really, it's a fight between Netflix and ISPs, and not just Netflix, talking about big behemoth companies that do not charge for their services or charge a low amount of money and want to keep it that way. So they want to enact net neutrality to be able to get more government regulation to keep their prices low. And they use you as a pawn in the whole game. They fight a proxy war on your back. It's the same thing going on here with CNN and other mainstream media against Donald Trump. Some people do this because it makes ratings. And shout out to James O'Keefe from Project Veritas from letting that point be known, from doing the undercover videos where you had the guy talking about, hey, it's ratings. And the CEO said that we need to keep doing Russia stories because it brings ratings. That's pretty much what it is. It ain't too much more. It ain't personal. That's what it is. But you got some people that are like soldiers in the war. They think they're doing something that's good for the country. They're thinking they're bringing down Trump, and doxing regular citizens is the way to go about it. And it's not even like I'm just making the inference based upon the wording in this article. There was another guy that said he did the same thing. He was like, well, keyboard warriors get exposed. Then they changed their tune. And I post a link to his actual Twitter page and the tweets that he put on his own personal Twitter on the screen before you. This is another CNN goon, essentially, right? This is how they operate. So you have yet another basically soldier that's out there trying to fight against Trump in the war against, I don't know, conservatism or what. So at the end of the day, as I close here, I think what should happen right now is that the CEO of CNN should resign. And that is Mr. Jeff Zucker. He's already been caught on camera running away from James O'Keefe, who's been exposing CNN in those undercover videos. And in one of those undercover videos, the employee that was being recorded at the time has said that Jeff Zucker says to keep the Russia story going because it creates ratings. It's all about money, and that's pretty much it. You want to cover the Paris Climate Accords, and that's fine, but we got Russia to talk about. That's bringing in the money right now. So we have evidence of this guy not being suited for the job. You got mounting evidence against CNN. I mean, they've always retract stories, and, you know, they've been caught setting up stories, staging events, all kind of stuff. So how many more infractions is necessary for a CEO to get fired or to resign? Really, at the end of the day, I think that CNN should shut down completely as a news station. This right here is pretty low. You go after a regular, normal citizen, a regular taxpayer, just a regular person for posting memes, and you threaten them, right, with doxing them, with releasing their personal information, their name, address, or whatever. I'm not sure about the address, but definitely the name. That can cause them personal injury. You're talking about people that are very rabid on the left that go out here and really just terrorize the country. You're threatening him basically with the wrath of those kind of people. And lastly, as I close here for real this time, at all people in the world, why would you go after Reddit? Why would you go after them? What are you doing? If you were in tune with what's going on in the street, then you would understand that. See, a lot of these people on CNN, they're not really in tune with the world. They're in tune with what they think in their mind. They start to believe the lies that they create themselves, and they look at the world through those lies. But the world does not exist in a lie. The world is all about truth. And these people that you're trying to mess with, they're about truth, and they're going to find it. So it's no threat from me. This is just reality and what it is. Something that CNN has no clue about. So what do you think? Do you think that CNN should just go away, vanish, just taken off the air? Do you think Jeff Zucker should resign, if nothing else? I mean, it's a mountain of evidence against him. He got caught on tape running away from James O'Keefe. Project Veritas has pretty much exposed CNN for being all about ratings and money at the behest of Jeff Zucker. Then you have these people trying to dox a regular citizen. And I heard the person is 15 years old. I'm not sure if that's true or false, but think about that. What if they were 15 years old? You're talking about a kid probably getting scared about his mom, finding out what he's doing on the internet. I mean, come on. It doesn't matter how old a person is. It's never okay to try and dox somebody, especially not a mainstream news organization. You want to be respected. You want to be held as somebody that is a standard bearer in online news media. But how are you going to be able to do that when you behave this way? So I'm done. Whatever your comments are, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.
The fake media is trying to silence us, but we will not let them, because the people know the truth.